guys, how's it going? My name's Kim. I'm doing Reddit stuff now. I don't know what I'm doing. None of us know what we're doing. We're on a floating rock, you know, just in space-time continuum, and you're watching me on a screen. My name is Kim, and you're watching my channel. Last one I did were Am I the Assholes? So today we're doing Today I Fucked Ups. And these titles are kind of out of pocket, so it's really more so out of curiosity as to where these stories are gonna go, because what do you mean? So the title of this one is called Today I Fucked Up by Getting Banned from McDonald's. How does one do that? Let's find out. So for the past few months, I've been taking advantage of a promotional deal through the McDonald's app where one can snag their breakfast sandwich for a mere $1.50. In this economy, that is sexual. A significant markdown from its usual price of $5. A steal, right? Heck yeah. These deals, as many of you might know, are often used as loss leaders by companies to draw in customers with the hope that they'll purchase additional items at regular prices. However, my transactions with McDonald's were purely transactional. I was there for the deal and nothing else. My order history was a monotonous stream of $1.50 breakfast sandwiches and nothing more. I love that for you. To me, it was a way of maximizing value from a company that surely wouldn't miss a few dollars here and there, especially given their billion-dollar revenues. But it seems my frugal tactics caught the eye of the McDonald's account review team. This morning, as I attempted to log in and claim my daily dose of discounted breakfast, that's fun to say, I was met with a message that struck me as both absurd and slightly flattering. My account had been banned for abusing their promotional deals. Then don't have them. You know what I mean? If you don't want me to use it, don't have them. At first, I thought it was a mistake. How could taking advantage of a deal they offered be considered abuse? It's not as if I'd hacked the system or used illicit means to claim the offer. It was there, in the app, available for anyone to use. Yet here I am, cast out from the golden arches digital embrace, all because I relished their deal a bit too enthusiastically. What puzzles me is the precedent this sets. Where do we draw the line between making the most of a promotional offer and abusing it? If a company offers a deal, there should be an exception that customers will, in fact, use it. I'm not using it. He could be using it for me, on my behalf. No love lost there. And if that usage is deemed too frequent, does that not reflect a flaw in the promotional strategy rather than the customer misconduct? Exactly, like you should have put a limit on that, especially if it's in the app. I would assume you'd have like an account or like some sort of like IP, something connecting to your phone. So they, again, clearly they knew you were using it. So they are able to track you using it. So therefore they should have put a ban on how much you can use it, not ban you completely. That's crazy. My account got banned by McDonald's for excessively buying their breakfast sandwich using the mobile deal app. I never purchased anything else, just the deal item. McDonald's seems this as abusing their promotional deal leading to the ban. McDonald's, do better. Let that man live. In this economy, let people live off of the $1.50 sandwiches. Or put a limit on the amount of times an offer can be used. That is funny. They did say they were flattered, so. On to the next one. I'm really excited to see where this one is going. This one is called Today I by pretending to be mute on an airplane. I can't pretend to be anything outside of my house that isn't myself. I will give myself away. Unless I'm like actually scared and like this is life or death, I'm not pretending anything. This happened a while ago, but I still cringe when I think about it. I hopped on a short flight from Dallas to San Antonio to visit my brother. That's a very short flight. I ended up on an aisle seat towards the very back of a packed plane. I will say I pretend to be deaf when men are hollering at me. So like I have no room to judge. The way I can pretend I don't hear a man whistling or catcalling me is actually a superpower in my opinion. The way I just be walking and I'm like, I didn't hear that. Heard every word. I'm not gonna, you don't know that. Or just hard of hearing. You know, I'm just like, eh. So as I sat, the guy seated next to me was busy and I decided not to bug him with the quick hello or classic business or pleasure question that people tend to ask. About 15 minutes into the flight, I began to eat one of those very dry Biscoff crackers. Don't be hating on Biscoff. Don't be hating on Biscoff. Don't do that. Don't call them dry. without water on hand. That is kind of hard. You need a sustenance to like wash it down. I realized I overcommitted my salivary gland for some real work. Of course, at this exact moment, my seatmate begins his opening introduction. I nod to him and smile, but I was not about to open my mouth to pepper him with Biscoff cracker dust. Unaware of my dilemma, he asked me a question. I motioned to my throat with my hand to suggest I was finishing a bite. His eyes go large, and he quickly apologizes and turned red in the face with embarrassment. I was surprised by his reaction and thought, this is a little over the top. A few seconds later, I realized that he thought I was motioning that I could not speak. No problem. I would clarify everything as soon as I could swallow my cracker. Unfortunately, it's a cookie, not a cracker. This cracker must have been made from the same properties that send all moisture to another dimension. As I waited, the stewardess came to save the day with a drink cart. She asked me what I wanted to drink. I just pointed to a Sprite can. As I did this, my seatmate clarified my choice by verbally telling the stewardess my selection. What a lovely helping person. I could tell that he felt a sense of accomplishment that he was able to help me communicate given my perceived disability. Maybe it made him feel better after having asked me a question that I was unable to answer. As the flight continued, I realized that I accidentally committed myself to becoming mute. I was at the point of no return, so I figured I would just go with it. I didn't want to make him feel stupid. He began to tell me a couple of things about his family. He mentioned a relative with a similar impairment following a stroke. He also showed me a picture of his dog on his phone. He knew I could not respond, so he never asked me any questions. I just nodded and smiled, and anything he said to me, I'd just be polite, not uttering a sound. Eventually, our planes land. By this time, I forgot about my act. I sat patiently as people began to deplane. Being at the very back of the plane, I knew I had to wait, so I remained seated. My phone vibrates. I see it's my brother calling. I accept the call and enthusiastically say, "What's up? I just landed. Give me about 10 minutes and I will meet you out front." My memory sends me a notice a little too late to remind me that I am supposed to be playing the role of a mute person on this plane. I slowly look over to my seatmate as if he really even noticed. His head was directly aimed at me. He had the most disgusted look on his face, like I will punch a baby bunny. I began to turn red. I was so embarrassed that I couldn't think of anything to say to make the moment less awkward. A part of my brain that does not get outside much convinced me to get out of the plane quickly. I turned that thought into action and I quickly got out of my chair and grabbed my backpack. I looked back at the guy and I can confirm that he was more committed to maintaining his disgusted expression than I was to being mute. I quickly looked at the person in front of me standing in the aisle. I could go nowhere. I remained standing for about another eternity until the line started to ease up. I finally made my escape, but this moment still haunts me. Honestly, that's freaking hilarious. How did you forget? It's a short flight. From the time like the drink carts are out, you're committed. This man is telling you about his life. You're committed. I feel like this would be like an hour flight tops. You're in Texas. You're in Texas going to Texas. That's hilarious. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm gonna read for you guys. I think it's time for me to start declining and going to bed because I'm crashing. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this, let me know. So I don't know if you guys are into this stuff, but you know, I'm new to this. I could be true to this if you tell me the truth. I'll link my social media stuff down below. I'm a lot cooler on Instagram, I think, in my opinion. So if you want to follow me on there, please do, especially if you're into fashion and lifestyle. Fashion and lifestyle are kind of like my jam right now. My jam and my jelly. Bye! Until next time.